Everyday superpower, once again, always conceal your intentions. Always conceal your intentions. What do you really want? Should you be telling the entire world? They say that actions speak louder than words. It's definitely true. How many people in your life, up until this moment, have told you big grandiose plans and haven't executed on them? What do you think towards that? Do you think that's a little bit upsetting in whichever manner? There's no need to embarrass yourself. You just must go forth and do it and allow the result to speak for itself. The downside to it is it makes it look a lot easier than it is. Because if you don't inform one of the meticulous detail and effort and time invested within accomplishing that achievement, if it is great, they will just perceive you as being a professional weightlifter, a world-class footballer, an incredible mathematician, a great intellectual, a great father, mother. But if you are to show your intention, as we learnt in the lesson, never put too much trust in friends, you never know if somebody is going to get envious and to start to sabotage you through whichever means. Oh, that's a bit too deep. I mean, we're not this sort of people, that sort of people. That's what most people will say in regards to that. That's a projection of their own good character. You know? It's not a bad thing if you perceive that nobody else will do you harm, because that's a projection of your good character, because you wouldn't do it to others. But you best believe there's people out there who will do it to you. And as you continue to succeed in your field, it is inevitable that you are going to come across people who are harmful, intentionally and unintentionally. So never reveal your true intention. If you are in the workplace and your intention is to become the manager, if your intention is to make enough money and leave the workplace, do you think it's smart to start talking about that? No, you have to suppress that and to blend in. Because first and foremost, if I want to become supervisor, yeah, and I start telling all my colleagues, they're going to start to look at me in a different way, because suddenly I'm not perceiving myself as equal to them. Even though let's be fair, in a workplace, that's what most people want. I want a promotion. I want to get paid more. I want to get paid more than everyone else. I want to do this and that. Me personally, I find it a bit awkward at this point in my life to give orders and to command and give instruction to others. It's just not necessarily in my psychological makeup. It is quite it creates a lot of friction, but I know a lot of people crave that. So if I'm there next to the next man and he says, I'm trying my best to become supervisor, I mean, I could think in my head, right, so you're going to be snitching first and foremost. Potentially, if that's in your nature, if you think that's going to impress the boss, you're going to be telling on people, so I can't trust you. You want to be better than me. If that's what you want to do, there's potential that it will come true, and then you will be telling me what to do, and suddenly I am your subordinate and not your equal. As opposed to if they concealed their intentions, just did a great job, maybe did the same action but blended it a little bit better and ended up becoming supervisor regardless, I could perceive that as, oh well, they worked hard enough, I guess that's completely fine. That wasn't their decision, that was the boss's decision to promote them. You get where I'm coming from? Conceal your intentions. If I am doing something illegal, right, which of course I never would do, but if I was to do something illegal and I was to tell the next person, who's to say if we ever fall out, they wouldn't get me done? They wouldn't set me up in such a manner. You see where I'm coming from? So it's not a means of concealing your intentions to be shifty and shady. It's a means of concealing your intentions because this could save your entire life. You don't want to get locked up for life for selling a harmless product which the government deems inappropriate, or, you know, justifiably taking action towards someone who is no good to society, or something along the lines of that, hypothetically speaking, right? Why would you tell anybody? Your ego would want to, but it's good to conceal your intentions, right? Speaking things into reality. I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm going to be the best, I'm going to be the best. Yet if you take action and become the best, it might happen. It might reinforce that. It might reinforce perceptions. But until you get there, people are going to be like, what? I can't wait to see you fail. I can't wait to see you eat your words. Conceal your intentions. I'm selling a product. My intention is to make money for myself and feed my family. But I'm going to sell it as if I'm wanting to really help you and benefit you as a priority first and foremost. I mean, don't get me wrong, that could be the case. That could be the case, because that would be really good salesmanship. Because if you can authentically sell a benefit to someone to enhance their life and take the money and the power of selling the product as a secondary, then you're a really good salesperson, and that really is the optimal way to do it. But generally speaking, if you're in a tough position or if you just want more, you have to conceal that intention, because it's no good to the potential clientele or customer for me as a salesperson to go up to them and say, I want to buy a better house, I want to buy a better car, I want to feed my kids, buy this. No, I have to conceal those intentions. You see where I'm coming from? So potentially we need to look at the secondary reason as to why we take actions, as opposed to the primary, and sell that. Well, I'm saving my money because it just gives me something to fall on in case something happens in my life as to where I need to look after it. Not, I'm saving money because I need to leave this workplace, I hate it, I can't wait to leave, I'm saving my money so I can move on. You know where I'm coming from? Conceal your intentions. You go to a job interview. Your potential employer is going to ask you so many questions to clue you out and see who you are. What's your real intention, and is it worth telling that? You know? You want to be on the same wavelength. You need to be on the same wavelength, otherwise it's going to cause a disturbance within your communication, and it's just not right. Conceal your intentions. When it comes to warfare, it's about deception. You have to conceal your intentions, otherwise you won't win. When it comes to warfare, when it comes to conflict, you apply that to your day-to-day communications. You compare that to the competitive nature as the human species. You apply that to your day-to-day. I'm going to work, I don't want to get fired, I can't be the weakest link in the chain. You don't tell no one about that. You don't tell nobody you're actually competing against them to ensure you keep your job and you're able to fund and look after your lifestyle and the people you love. Even though that is common sense, why wouldn't you be doing that? You conceal that intention and you just talk about getting by. Yeah, I'm just coming to work, got bills to pay, haven't I? Alright. When you conceal your intentions, you don't give the game away as well, which is a blessing and a curse, because it's ever so hard to find people who will give you the game. You have to piece it together, work it out for yourself, and then utilize your own strategy and utilize your own path. Forge your own path. Because other people won't give you the real details as to how they got popular, how they got rich, how they got what you wanted. Because why would they give it up? Why would you give it up? If I'm performing as an artist in a band and I got signed to a great label, is it in my best interest to tell the other bands how I did it. Maybe financially, if you pay me, I'll give you some insight. But in regards to there being no transactional reasoning behind so, why should I do it? Because then you're going to be, it might work out for you. And I can take a pat on the back. Oh, yes, I've been given that great information. I assume they're going to pay it back, which they probably won't. Because they'll probably just think, oh, that was... Let me tell you, right? The ego of the other individual is going to speak to them, telling them it was all on them. It was my hard work. It was my effort. It wasn't the information they gave to me. It was down to me and my hard work. And I asked for that information. I applied that information and I did it in such a way that I am succeeding by my own merit. I am accomplishing everything I wanted. They're not going to say, I need to pay back this next person. They're just going to get ahead of you. You see where I'm coming from? Perhaps I'm digressing, but we're on a train of thought today, tonight, people. Everyday superpower, laws of power, conceal your intentions. They say chess imitates life. If you're playing chess and it is evident to the other player where you're coming from and where you're going, are you going to win the game? Do you want to win the game when it comes to your communications, when it comes to your societal influence, when it comes to you being a success? Do you want to win the game, or do you want to give everything away so others beat you at whatever you are trying to accomplish? Conceal your intentions. If an army reveals their intentions, whereas they are unaware of the intentions of the opposing force, they are going to lose. And what's the extremity of an army losing a battle? It's over from 1 to 0, dead, death. That's how deep this can get. Is life war? Maybe not to those who don't perceive it that way, but I know in regards to myself who wants to push on forwards and grow and develop and ensure that my experience is that of gain and success and benefit to those around me. You best believe there's a strong element of conflict and friction and persistence and fighting against forces that want to destroy me, whether that be spiritual, human, and so on and so forth. I can't reveal my intention to these forces. Bodybuilding. When you want to build muscle, if your body is expecting and is fine with what is coming, there will be no conflict, no friction, no opposing force to ensure it grows stronger. Whereas when you attack that muscle to a degree it wasn't expecting, you create growth. That muscle applies to the brain. That muscle applies to your career. That muscle applies to where you want it to apply to. Don't allow the opposing force to expect what is coming next